All right, hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. Um, yeah, I gotta keep it, leave it as my name, but basically exploring with Devilish, walk with me, etc., etc., etc. Plus whatever other little things I happen to add to this channel. It's a little bit of a variety. It's not just one main thing. I do have a second channel known as Devilish Intentions or Impressions. Sorry, kind of forgot the name. I should know this. It's like the back of my hand, for crying out loud. But anyways, I haven't posted this yet, and I'm just trying to find it myself. There we go on YouTube. I just make sure I got it muted. I'm gonna share this out to Facebook. Just the main part. Come on now. Then I'm live. Kind of talk about what's going on and explain couple little things. So I'm not seeing chat at the moment. So if you're there, welcome. If you're not, anybody who's brand new to the channel, welcome. Anybody, returners, hey, welcome back. Don't be afraid to, speak in the chat. But if you're not able to, hey, there's a reason for that. And maybe I'll talk about that in a second here. Let me just do something else here. What did I want to do? I don't need that. I don't need that. This is something that I want to do, and I'm just going to put that up there. It is a place that I do want to go to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to do it this summer or not, and that's part of some of the things that are going on. That I do have a bunch of plans, but there's something that's going to sidetrack me in the next couple of months, and because of that, I don't know where I'm going to sit. I don't know where I'm sitting right now with some things, and yeah, that's a little bit with finances. I don't like to talk about a lot of personal things about my personal life because really it's nobody's business but mine. I have my support people, I have my people who really have my back, and I know who they are. Hey, John. And I do got to say a little bit of thank yous here first before I do anything else. One big, huge thank you. And I know she's not around right now. She'll probably catch this throughout the week because she'll follow up, just see what's going on. Many of you know her by a couple of names. One on Facebook is Kai Barnes. That's not her real name. Kai is her middle name, but Barnes is just a name that she used. Sometimes you hear me say just the initials QB. And as those initials stand for, Queen Biatch. I got to say one big special thank you to her because she did something a couple of weeks ago. She posted it up on Facebook because I did something and was talking about a screw up from McDonald's through an Uber Eats. Uber Eats was not the problem, it was McDonald's. So she did something and said to people, hey, chip in $1, help me so I could buy a McRib. Well, the PayPal me that you see there, Devilish 1970, that's my PayPal link. Maybe I'll I don't know if I got the full thing there or not. Let me just see here. If I do, I'll just put it in chat. No, I don't at the moment. Let me just see if it's not listed on this one. Let me just check quick histories here. There we go. I'll do this, and I don't care because you guys, when you go to it, you'll see my full proper name. I don't care about it. If you guys know my name, that's fine. I don't really care. It's neither here nor there. I'm known simply as Dev, period. I'm not known as anything else. But for those who want to help this channel grow, help with future things, bring you better content and everything. That's my direct PayPal me link that I just posted in the chat. That's up to you guys. And I want to say thank you to QB for doing that. And I also want to say thank you to all those who have donated for that. And if you do, and you're just donating $1 to go towards this for me to buy a McRib before they disappear. And let me explain a little bit about that in a second. I will be trying to do that, and I want to buy a couple of them actually. One just to try straight up as it is, see if I recall that's exactly what it tastes like. And then the second one, I'm going to add hot sauce to it. One of my hot sauces that I got, and eat it that way. And I'll record that and let you guys see all that review. It hasn't been here in Canada for 10 years. It's been more than 10 years since I last had one myself personally. And I've mentioned this already before. So that's kind of the reason for part of that. But also, if you want to help and be a part of this channel and help this channel, do better things, move forward, I'm not going to allow it to be monetized here through YouTube. And even if I did finally decide to actually do it, I'm not going to make much through it. So instead, I would rather have the donation go directly to PayPal, because then I get it 100%. I don't lose anything. Okay. Whereas on the other side it is. And I'm going to talk about a little bit something else here that I'm thinking of doing, and I'm going to do it. For others. Yeah, I know, John. As a teenager through the 80s, I loved the McRib. Every time the McRib came around, I always had that from McDonald's. It was one of my go-to items at McDonald's. I mean, when I was younger, was the Big Mac, was the quarter pounder with cheese. But when the McRib came around and it was introduced, usually always in November. Sometimes they would bring it out in October. It just all depends on how long they would run it for. And I would always have it. My dad used to take me at the time when my parents had separated out every, I think, Thursday night. Hey, Derek. Every Thursday night, and we would, go off. It's called Parents Without Partners at the time. I don't know what they call it now. They still call it the same thing. Meet up, single divorced parent with their children, meet up, different things, do different events, skating events, arts and crafts, this and that. Well, this was to a school, to their gymnasium, and was to play whatever sports we wanted to in that gymnasium. A lot of times we were supposed to be there for volleyball, but nobody showed up for the longest time. So we would just, horse around. We'd use a volleyball and kind of play basketball with the volleyball in a way. As weird as it is, eventually, a few other people would show up. But regardless of say, either before or after that, we would hit McDonald's on the way, either there or on the way home, because we always passed one that was not too far from the gymnasium. And I would always get the McRib when it was there. If it wasn't, majority of the time, either I would get a quarter pounder with cheese, or I always had McNuggets. And I've always had McNuggets since. And we're going to go on a little tangent with this. So McDonald's. Now, I've had a lot of people say to me, no, it's McDonald's. And I go, no, it's not. In the English literature language, that is being shown that when you have MC, a capital M and a little c, where if the little c is down, it's Mac. When it's up in the air, it's Mick. Now, people goes, yeah, but it's Big Mac. Yes, you're correct. It is Big Mac. It's spelt that way. But is it Mac chicken? Is it Mac nuggets? Is it Mac flurry? Is it Mac this or that? No, it's not. It's Mick. Mick nuggets. Mick flurry. Okay, so that is their actual name. I can go on a tangent. I can keep going, whatever, and debate with people with that. But that's how that is. But that was the thing. And when I did my order, I had ordered 3 of them, McRibs. I had ordered a Coke Zero. But on the McRibs, I asked for extra onions and extra pickles. I didn't get that. So what I got and said with somebody else is order, and that was 4 sausage McMuffins. Not Mac muffins, but sausage egg McMuffins. Okay. No, this ain't an AA meeting. And but that there was large fries, there was a root beer, and some type of iced coffee drink that they make. I won't even touch that. The only iced coffee that I'll have is either an iced cappuccino from Tim Hortons, or that I made my own coffee at home and I let it sit so long that it actually got cold. That's the only 2 ways that I'll drink cold coffee. Other than that, I won't touch it. It's just gross to me. That's me. But needless to say, based on this, Queen Biatch did make a post on Facebook after I had mentioned, what happened due to the fuck up from McDonald's. Donate $1, help me get a McRib. So that, that's still going. I haven't gone to go get them yet, but I do want to say thank you to all those who have so far donated. I'm not going to say how much has been donated and what I'm getting. I'm just going to finally, hopefully get it before it disappears again. And then do, the food review of one regular one, show you everything that it is for those that don't know. Then the second one, I'm going to twist it. I'm going to add some other things to it and eat it. I'll show you guys. Also want to talk about this week. This week on February 14th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have one special Dark History premiere. Yeah, but the question is, though, Derek, if you're going to do poutine, where's the poutine from? I mean, I can't see all of your comment there because of the stupid heart. Maybe, okay, I'll go the other way. I might do a poutine review. Okay. I'm just over on Restream right now, so that way I can see the comments a little differently. Even though I think on my YouTube, the comments showing up from Restream is coming up a little bit later. I don't know if I'm lagging behind there, so I'm going to stick over here on Restream side for a bit. See the numbers from that way. And I want to thank all those who are here. Anybody who happens to actually watch this. Franchise. Is it actually franchise or franchise or franchise? Kind of like saying Frenchie, but with an A. I've never heard of them. I know Sam's Smoke Poutinery is one of the biggest franchises in Ontario. But is it just a regular poutine, or is it going to be one of the extra topping poutines? Because from Smoke's Poutinery, or Sam's Smoke's Poutinery, my favorite one was the chicken with the sauteed mushrooms and onions and bacon. That was one of my favorite ones that they had. And if you don't know what a poutine is, basically it's French fries with cheese curds and a brown gravy sauce, whether if it's a beef flavored or not, put all together. The hot gravy is supposed to melt the cheese so it's stringy, gooey, and they made it as one of the main national dishes to Canada and to the province of Quebec and Montreal here in Canada, but it was not made and started there. It was actually started somewhere else. and brought over a long time ago. I don't remember the full history and behind it, and that I would have to go back and research it and actually find out where it is. And French fries aren't French either. They were done elsewhere, and I forget offhand. I have so much information in my head. I've been doing so many different things. But anyways, let me get back to this week. This week, as I said, I'm only doing one Dark History premiere on February 14th. And as you can see by the icon that I'm using, if you can read it properly. If not, maybe you've already seen the fact that I put up the premiere and what it's about. But there's a reason for why I'm only doing one. This week is a write-off week for me. Wednesday is going to be the worst day out of the whole year for me. And for those of you who don't know, I'll just reiterate why. Back in 2003 was the passing of my son to neuroblastoma stage 4, I believe it was, cancer. He was 2.5 years old. So in 1998, getting my centuries mixed up here, getting into the wrong millennium. Speaking of that, but anyways, 1998, he was 2.5, almost 3 years old. Was probably September-ish that we took him to the walk-in clinic doctors that we always went to for everything that we basically do that was nearby, instead of getting him into his regular. It was on a Saturday, and he had a very, very stiff and tight abdomen area. Frostbite. Then the doctor there took a look at him, everything, said no, take him down to Sick Kids. So Toronto Sick Kids Hospital, world famous hospital. Went in there, and they sat and sat and sat and sat. It wasn't until, closer to midnight when they finally left from the emergency room that we were staying in. I finally got down there because they wanted to do different tests. Needless to say, he ended up being admitted and stayed for 3 days. And they released him because he was, back to normal and everything. 4 days later, we brought him back to the hospital into emergency again. Took him back upstairs, got him into this one room, and we were there for the weekend. They were going to let us go on a Sunday. The resident doctor that was there, I had told her, no, look at him. He is not back to his normal self. That's when they decided to do more tests. And within the next 4 days, we found out that he was diagnosed with his cancer. So in 2003 was his passing on February 15th. Since then, I've no longer decided to celebrate Valentine's Day in any shape, way, or form, because of the following day at 4:20 a.m. was his passing. That it's just a write-off for me. I just don't care. Now, does that mean that I'll never celebrate Valentine's Day as the commercial conglomerate crap that it is today? I don't know. It nubs. But with the right person, maybe. But needless to say that I'm just not concentrating enough. I did this video premiere that's coming out Wednesday today as best I could. There were certain things that, I struggled with a bit beyond my norms because my mind is not completely there to do videos. Do you also give yourself an oil massage and a jacuzzi rub down there, Derek? my mind can go anywhere at any tangent at any time, and if I bark or bite at you right now, I'm just saying sorry in advance. I apologize, because I don't know where my mind's going to go with certain comments. So just be careful what you say. It's all I can do. I'm laughing because right now I'm in a laughing, joking mood. That can change very quickly. Um, I, and I'll say this, to anybody who's lost a family member so close to you that it's ripped a hole in your heart, that no matter what anybody says, it'll never change. You always keep them in your thoughts. You keep the good memories. Okay. Even though the dark memories pop up whenever, that's okay. It happens. I've been there, done it a couple times. Within not even a year later, was it that fall after my son had passed? My ex wife's grandmother passed away. And we honestly believe she fought and held on till his passing, that she wasn't going before him. That's what we honestly feel on that, because she knew that he passed. She said, okay, that's it. I don't have to do anything. I'm going where he is. In that way to speak. I'm not saying anything in particular. I just believe that's what she did. Okay. So this whole week, especially come Wednesday and Thursday, I'm just, I'll be at work, but I have to put on that fake mask like Derek does every day to show us when he does his lives that we see him wearing his mask. I'm not kidding, but I'm pulling your leg. You know that. Or should I, pull my finger off and become a nubsy? Something like that. Well, it doesn't matter. But anyways, you guys get the idea that I'll have a false face on, and it won't be the true what I'm actually feeling. I'll be holding it down deep inside while I go to work, while I do my things. And then when I'm home alone, I will do what I have to do. Wednesday, I picked 9:30 p.m. because by the time I get home, depending on whether I got to wait around a half an hour for my second bus or not, if I miss the other one, I'll probably get home around 9:10ish. So I figured 9:30 is better, so that way you can get in, change, do whatever, sit down, come in, watch it with you guys as it premieres. So there's all that. I do try to plan to do some things through the summer. I just don't know whether I'm going to get to do them all. I will keep doing my Dark Side of Nursery Rhymes, and I'll go through as many as I possibly can. There was a little short video that I did and showed you some that were to come. And that means that they will be. Hey, Wolf and Hound. I'm hoping, and I don't know because how things change, I will like to go back to the video of the Lithuanian cemetery. I also want to go to the cemetery in which my son is buried, which is one of the big, well-known cemeteries of Toronto, Canada, known as Mount Pleasant Cemetery, with all its great history. I'll go over and show you guys where my son is on the new side, which is on the east side of Mount Pleasant Road. Then on the west side, which is the old part of the cemetery, it runs in between the north and south streets of Yonge Street and Mount Pleasant, okay, in the Davisville area, as it's called. There's a lot of old monuments and some old history, politicians, sports celebrities, musicians, this, that, and there's some old history tales. There is, if I remember correctly from what the one person said that works there is 8 entities of the past, of people that have been buried there, that roam around within that cemetery. Which ones I don't remember right offhand. Because it's been a while since I talked to them. I don't know if that person's still working there or not. I have to go in and find out. If they are, then maybe I might be able to get a proper legal nighttime video there, because they close, I think it is Monday to Friday at about 8 p.m. Eastern time in the summer. I think it is 6 through the winter time, like the fall, winter, and mid spring. And then somewhere in the mid spring, what is it? April, May, they then go back to the summertime hours as 8 p.m. closing. And within the city of pretty much almost all of Ontario, pretty much. I don't know about all of Canada, but I know in Ontario that we have curfews for cemeteries because of the vandalism that there was before. Hey, Fergus, how's it going? Have you walked your dog Beth yet? So they have a curfew. So if you're there after the curfew hours, they have the right to arrest you for trespassing and mischief. Okay, amongst whatever else they decide to throw at you because of what they've heard or because neighbors have called on you. Now, I do know that because of where it is, that people do jog through on one of the main paths between Yonge and Mount Pleasant. Because it's a walking, hiking, jogging venue on top of being a cemetery. And in, October, they do their haunted tour of the place. George Romero. Name throws me off for the moment, Derek. Maybe you want to explain who George Romero is, because some people may not know. So, I mean, it all depends on the neighbors. There's a lot of more condo buildings that have been built up on the north side of it. And I think on the northeast side as well. There's a lot of redevelopment that's been done in that area just north of it since I last lived in that area. And I used to live in that area for close to, maybe 10 years, about 6 city blocks north. And I used to walk down. So that way, walk through, see different things, and see the old tombstones and everything else. What do you mean, how am I going to do and explore? Oh, am I? Well, yeah, I see you came in late, Beth, so you didn't get the memo on time, right? I tell you what, I'll send the memos to Fergus, and Fergus will translate for you, okay? So yeah, and if you don't see, actually I didn't do it, did I? Hang on here. If I didn't, I will do it now. Okay, here, I'm going to pin it to the top right now. There we go. So that's my PayPal link, my direct. And no, I will not do that because, I don't want Fergus to bite you. Because if I kiss it, then he'll figure that it's okay to bite it. You know what I mean? I don't want to, give him that bad habit and let him know that it's okay because, after all, I am the devil. So, yeah, she doesn't tiptoe through the tulips very gently there, Derek. So she makes her presence known by stomping on everything because of her huge clodhopper hooves. But anyways, there's my link for those of you who want to. I don't know when I can get to explore because of different things that are about to happen in the next little while. Hey, Terry. And I have things that I want on them. One of them, and as you see here, that's posted listed, is I want to go to the Coburg jail, the old Coburg jail slash inn, because they got about, I think it is 6 rooms that you can rent for the night, and you can choose one of them. You can book it as a group, and that way you have it for 1 night, 2 nights, whatever. And do the investigations. There are a few spirits, entities that are there from the past, and it does have a really old and dark history. It was something that I wanted to do one summer, and I didn't get around to doing it because different things popped up, and I just couldn't do it. And then other people said they wanted to, but really didn't, because I was trying to get a hold of the people to get a group going. And no, lately she hasn't been coming in like a wrecking ball. Lately she's been coming in as a bulldog, Jerry. But you got to know Beth and her videos to know that. She comes stomping in like a bulldog. So there's that. Of course, the Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Of course, going back to the St. John Lithuanian Cemetery that I already did before, where I did over an hour's worth of video recording and sat down with Necrophonic, Ghost Tube, SLS Go Tube. That's there. You guys got to see, Beth come and told me about things that she witnessed and observed that I may not have picked up on. And here's the kind of thing with me, doing paranormal, haunted, abandoned type locations. This is the way I kind of like to do it. This is me. I don't know about anybody else, but I will listen to whatever EMF, voice recording. We use Necrophonic, will you use Ghost, will you use any of the other apps or tools that I will listen, and sometimes I'll hear certain things and I'll interact with it to ask some certain questions. I will not tell you exactly everything that I hear, that I'm picking out. Okay. I let you as the audience tell me what you think you heard. And the only reason why I don't want to do it is because if I say, "Oh, did you hear that female say, 'Hello, honey'?" Everybody say, "Yeah, I heard that. I heard that." Well, no, Derek, actually, I think a lot of us are still trying to picture and imagine, because you've never actually done it, of you deep throating a banana. And you probably thought, "Oh, I thought you forgot about that, you fucking bastard. I thought nobody would remember that I said that." I remember a lot of odd things. It's just a question of when I actually bring them back up. But anyways, I like to let the audience who's viewing decide that. What did they hear? Let them say. Timestamp it. Let me know certain things, because everybody picks up something different. I do plan on getting a different app than Necrophonic. I've been finding myself that with Necrophonic, that some of the responses that I am hearing, that they will, I don't feel they're 100% legit anymore. I feel it's just a response to what I'm saying. And 5, I wouldn't even give them 1 pence. Geez, you're being really generous there, Beth. And if I leave it to, my friend, my pal over there, he'd probably say something different. But we're not going to bring him into this. It's not what this is about at the moment. But where was I going with this? Yeah, I'm going to think about getting a different app instead of Necrophonic, because I think Necrophonic, for me, I'm not getting the right responses in the right way. Now, I've used GhostTube Vox. I like it a little bit better because also at the same time you get to see the words. I think the other one I think I was thinking about is what a lot of some of the bigger YouTubers in the paranormal haunted world are using, known as Spirit Talker. Oh, but I can come right back on the topic very easily, Beth. It's not that hard. And I can stay on topic without getting sidetracked at all as well, Beth. It's just this week, being sidetracked is easy. But as I said earlier, and I'm just going to say to you, just be careful what you say, because who knows what mood you're going to get from me right now. I'm all over the place this week. Anniversary time. 20 years ago. So, with the other one, I believe it's called Spirit Talker. It does the same thing as GhostTube Vox, where it actually shows you the words of what is being said by the spirits, entities, etc., to manipulate what's being said. Don't worry, Beth, I know. Whereas Necrophonic, there's just all sorts of garbages being jargoned and giggled through jabberjocky, vanting, whatever you want to call it, that comes through, whether if it's true radio sounds or not. You have to almost literally put your phone in airplane mode or another mode to show that it's not being picked up off of the carrier waves of your cell phone provider, to prove that truthfully it's not interfering and actually giving responses to you. And that's the one thing that's very, very difficult to do, because it won't work if you completely shut it down. Now, I do not know if it will work if you actually take your SIM card out. That is, for those of us who have those types of phones. So that way there is no connection to your cell phone provider carrier. That's one thing I haven't tried yet. I have to find the pin to open the little drawer where the SIM card is, take it out, and see if it actually would do that. Oh, wait. Well, there is a SIM card in there, but I don't have a connection for it anymore. It was on my tablet, not on my cell phone. So it's different, because as I've told some of you guys here in the past, that where I am, I live on Native American Indian grounds. This area was to what was known as the Massasaugas. They were part of another tribe or creed of Native Indians. There was a vast land area here in which they claimed as theirs. Now, where I used to live, not even a mile away, less than that, maybe half a kilometer away, that was actually burial grounds, townhouse complex that I used to live in through my last few years of high school into college, and then a couple of years after that I stayed before I moved out. I kind of look back at it now and said that was a mistake, but oh well, it is what it is. Can't change that. If it was the possibility of changing that then, and I was able to do it today, almost definitely I would go back to that point and change it and not actually do what I did. back then. But that's neither here nor there. Things have rolled out, they are what they are, and we just have to deal with the cards that we're dealt with. And speaking of cards, that's something else that you got to do, Beth. But we'll get together about that another time. Picton and Laguerre, you might have very, very difficult time doing it without having certain credentials. Bernardo might be easier, only because um, I think he's looking to try to write another book. He already has one out. But I don't know if they've changed security status for him or not. But the other two, yeah, you got to have security clearance. And you have to have certain status in order to do it. That I know on him. Same with the other one, not Picton, the other one that's in around that same time frame with the children. Now I've forgotten his name. He's one of the top 5 serial killers. Okay. I did a debate with Picton and the other one in regards to capital punishment back in law class in high school on it, and I won my debate to put capital punishment back for them. Even the law teacher was surprised on the information that I brought forth and how I retained it. But needless to say, there's things like that. And, everybody here pretty much that have shown up here in chat, everybody has a YouTube channel. They do their things. They have their different stuff. So, I mean, if you want, go to their YouTube channels, check it out, see the different things they're doing. Beth has mostly been doing shorts lately because she's getting walked by her human there, Fergus, because she's the animal, and the other one's the human named Fergus. No, I'm only kidding. She just shows you her pet dog, Fergus. English bulldog, is that correct, Beth? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not American. I've kind of always liked bulldogs of those 2 particular breeds myself for a long time. I just, especially when they're younger, because it's just the clumsiness that they are on top of their awkwardness of their movements and just their general attitudes that they have that are a lot different than a lot of other dogs. To me, I feel that an English bulldog. Okay, thank you. That they're more family oriented in a way, but they also can be very. And you can tell me whether if he is this way or not, Beth. Protective of the family, especially of the kids. Well, they have that's just part of the basic English American bulldog attitudes, that stubbornness, but they also a few other things that's just normal characteristics of them. And as Derek was saying here, for those maybe just listening, that he's going to do a bunch of paranormal, supernatural investigations in history, as well as some other true crime stuff. And as he, because of his age frame right now, he's actually losing some of his teeth. Is that correct? And growing in the adult ones, he's losing his baby teeth. Because I noticed that when you were playing with him there, and he was trying to take a few nips of your fingers, take your digits away, so then that way you become the new female Nubby, to go up against Nubs there. That there were a few canines missing. Because I can't remember how old you said he was. He's 4 years old. Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't remember. been so long since I've had dogs as pets. I don't remember the years in which teeth changing and all that happens. Um, so everybody has something different that they do. Nubs does his videos, right? Everybody else is coming. They all do their videos of different things that they do. All of them are pretty much gone now. Okay. Um, so you can check them all out. Hey, unless share it. If not, also go to the main wall page and look under playlists. And one of the biggest playlists right now, because of this is what I'm doing right now. And next week, I promise, coming next week. Excuse me. I got repeated gas from some bacon that I ate earlier. So if you hear the little hiccups and whatever else. Well, we could arrange that, Derek. We could take you to the Screaming Tunnel, and we can have the girl there, nibble away on some of your little niblets. That is, if you want to light them on fire for her so she can blow. But yeah. But my main playlist group is known as The Dark Side of Nursery Rhymes, which is what I've been currently doing. I've done a bunch of different nursery rhymes. If you haven't, go back, check them all out, listen to them. I'm not going into super deep detail. I'm giving you the basic dark history, dark side to these nursery rhymes that even though that some of them that we do, we mention them, we talk about them, we teach them to our children. They're taught in kindergarten, they're taught in daycares, they're taught in grade 1. Aunts, uncles, grandparents would teach our children or our grandchildren these nursery rhymes and not really think about where they came from, why they were brought about in the beginning. And I touched on one old English nursery rhyme, Oranges and Lemons. I'm sure you're familiar with that one, Beth, but a lot of other people have never heard of it. Neither did I until I started touching and getting into it and then realizing what it was all about. There's a couple other nursery rhymes that are derived directly just straight from the United Kingdom alone that people don't realize. And there's going to be one that I've mentioned that I'm bringing in the future, which won't be this coming week, but maybe the week after. So after next weekend, because I plan to do a bunch of them over that weekend. So February 17th and 18th, I'm going to be doing some more. That's correct, Beth. I'll be doing more in nursery rhyme, and I'll be bringing another UK one forward. That is probably one of the biggest ones that came out of the UK that is said, sung, and reenacted by a game throughout the world. Yeah, but Derek already did the Muffin Man. Right? So if you actually go back onto the main page of this channel and click on playlists and go into dark histories or the dark side of nursery rhymes, the Muffin Man was one of the first few that I did. Okay. So give them all a listen to. Share them out if you want. I got more coming that some people don't realize that actually have a dark side too. Now, some of the dark sides aren't 100% dark sides. Some of them just their origins may be a little harsh and different. and then you go with it from there. Um, I do want to do a few other things here and there that as I said, hopefully this summer I'll be able to do some things. Hopefully, life will permit me. But right now, as it stands, I'm at a standstill. And I will do these dark side histories of nursery rhymes as long as I can. There's going to be probably maybe a period of time where I'm going to be off the internet um, for a period of time because I'll be moving from where I am now to a new place. And during that time, when I go to do that moving, I'll be disconnected from the internet. The internet, for when I do have it, will be for the short period of time before I start work or at lunchtime while I'm at work using the Wi-Fi there, just to kind of check in, say hello, whatever. That probably be the only thing for whatever period of time it is. I don't know where I'm moving to. That's part of the problem. Because the majority of places that are here that's available is to share with somebody, or you just get a bedroom in a house or in a condo and you got to share with multiple other people. I don't want that because then I can't really invite my daughter to come and stay for a vacation for a week or two because I don't know how those people will take it. I don't know how those people will interact with her. I know how she'll be, but that's a different story. And part of that has a lot to do with where she currently is living with her mother and her mother's whatever they want to call her that stays with them, another woman. Um, but some of the attitudes and some of the things that my daughter says she doesn't like, or this or that, or she makes anxiety type ideas, things over, is because it's being taught to her there. She doesn't have these things. She doesn't have those problems. So yeah, I want a place where I'm on my own privately, where I have, normal bathroom, a bedroom that doesn't have somebody else's furniture. Now, that's the other thing. It's like, oh, hey, here's a one bedroom apartment. Yeah, fine, great. I'm private. I'm by myself, but it's furnished. I don't want yourself, especially a bed. I don't want somebody else's bed because their bed doesn't suit me. We all have our comforts of when we go to buy a brand new bed, what we're looking for. And each person is different when it comes to a bed for what suits them, what feels comfortable for them, what makes them feel like they can get their sleep, their rest. Whereas the other people, really don't. So I don't want that. I don't want other people's furniture because what happens if that furniture is, cheap and weak and it breaks? Then I got to pay for a brand new piece of furniture that I don't want to. I'd rather have my own. If my own furniture breaks, that's my problem. That's on me directly. I don't want to have to replace something for somebody else. Unless, of course, I intentionally broke it because, I was running around like Beth does, from time to time outside in the garden and then, stomples all over the thing. Yeah, but, at the same time, when you go to a motel or something else like a bed and breakfast, things like that, or, you're going to a relative's place and you sleep over, that's different. Even though you're still a little leery with a motel slash hotel, maybe the bed and breakfast, depending on where you go. But in general, you will accept what you get and deal with it because it's only for a short period of time. Whereas this is something that you're going to be staying in for months, years, and years on end. No, that's a discomfort to me. But at the same time, there's places where it's like, oh, you got to share your kitchen, you got to share your living room, you got to share the fridge, you got to share the stove, you got to share the sink, you got to share the dishes. I don't want that. Then there's others like, oh, hey, reading, hey, this is a great price for whatever. Oh, and this is what's happening now, and I really, really dislike it. Vegetarians only, girls only, or you must speak a certain language, which isn't English. So it's like, what do you do? And then the ones where they are fully private, unfurnished, they're getting into a price range which is beyond my means. I can afford them, but then that means I don't have all of my other comforts. I lose out. I'm not able to either have my own internet or have a freezer full of food or a fridge full of food, as sometimes I do. Not that I do right now, anyways, because too far in behind on my bills personally. Um, and that's because, hey, there's been a period of times, a few times within the last 8 months where I haven't worked at all. So I had no money coming in. Um, I just saw my credit card bill and I couldn't even believe uh, what I owe on it. It's like, what? How did it get to that? But then, of course, also they have their member fees that they threw on me all of a sudden. All right, Beth, take care. And don't give them the Beatles haircut, which is basically just a bowl on the head and you cut around the bowl for whatever hair is sticking out. Um, um, so those are some of the things that have been, holding me back from being able to do some things that I want to do. It's neither here nor there. But, we each have things that we get busy, we end up doing certain things. Things have sidetracked us. Some things have thrown us back in behind the eight ball, and you're trying to peek around it, but you still can't get all the way your neck around far enough to see the other side just yet. So you got delays, you got roadblocks. It's like recently I lost 3 days worth of pay because I had to go to the courthouse because I was summoned for jury selection, and I was there for 3 days. Those 3 days, I don't get any money from the courthouse. I lose out because it's only jury selection. If it was jury duty, maybe the third day I might have gotten maybe $40. That's not even a day's pay. It's less than half a day's pay for me. So I lost out on 3 days because of it. And if they did pull me into the courtroom where the two attorneys were to ask questions, I probably would have figured something out based on what they would have asked to get my ass out of being a juror. Because when you're a juror, I believe it is between 3 or 4 days you get nothing. Then on the third or fourth day, they will pay you $40 a day up to the 10th day. And then from the 10th day and on, they will pay you only $100 a day. So it's horrible. So needless to say that, I don't have to do it. They said that I've served my jury duty terms and that I do not need to do anything for 3 years. Now, I have my summons from the sheriff's office saying that, to go in. I'm keeping hold of that to show, in case they do send me another one in the mail again within the next 3 years, that, hey, I've already served my terms and I don't have to be here. Or I just have to copy it and email it in, I guess, to the sheriff's office. But if, I get it, I'll just contact the sheriff's office at that time and deal with it. So, I've been kind of looking at different things on scrambling how to make a few extra bucks here and there. There's two projects definitely I know that I can make some extra bucks on, but I just don't have the finances to start them. And hopefully, in the second half of this year, maybe I'll get one of them going. You've heard me talk about them. I've got certain things already planned, already done, but I had to put them on hold because financially I just couldn't do it. Just could not do it. I cannot financially take Uber, Lyft, a taxi, travel far distances on public transit to go do things, to go show you things that I would find that may be of interest to you. I have to do everything that's for free right now. Or, as we have here with our public transit buses, we have a company that provides like a little plastic credit card or debit card, and you load it with funds on it. It's called Metrolinx, the company, and they use what is called a Presto card, which provides you with your public transit funds, or a monthly pass if you want to pay, that amount for the monthly pass on whatever transit system it is. Go back and forth. But if you do the way I do, I just load up the amount for a cash fare. It's a little cheaper than the full normal cash fare. But you get a 2-hour transfer window once you make a payment on whatever transit system it is. So if it's all within that and I can get on, to my next vehicle that I need to within that 2-hour window, then I will do those type of things. But if I can't, then I won't right now. I'm on a super tight budget right now. And over the next several months, it's probably going to get even tighter than what it is now. There's lots of things, that I have to do that normally I wouldn't, stress about, that I'm, stressed about right now. And, to get the ball rolling again, getting back onto the right side of the tracks or the right side of the 8-ball, et cetera, it's going to probably take a little bit of time. So if I disappear and you don't see no videos, nothing coming out from me here on YouTube, that's part of the reason why. So it's kind of, I mention this now and I'll mention it again when time comes that I have to step away from the internet and deal with, life situations, because we all have different things that come up from time to time, and go through it. And that's why in the last 8 months, I've really kind of not tolerated a lot of generalized bullshit and certain things. And I'll talk about this a little bit again, because I think that I need to at the moment, but I'm not going to do it all the time. Just when I think that I need to say these things. I'm done with this YouTube community of drama, toxic bullshit, of backstabbing people, talking behind people's backs, stating that, oh, I have your back, but meanwhile you go and support the person who's causing the toxic drama bullshit to begin with more than the person who you said you have the back of. And I've walked away from some of those people. I've blocked some of those people here on my YouTube channel. I even blocked one just recently because they always said they had my back, but meanwhile they were always at the toxic, dramatic, crybaby, asshats YouTube channel instead of being here. Like they said they had my back. They agree with me, but meanwhile they go and do this. Oh, well, I'm just there to keep an eye on, make sure what they're saying. You don't need to do that because all you're doing is stirring the pot of drama bullshit. There is also other people that are out there that say that, oh, this is the way you have to do a paranormal investigation. That's bullshit. There is no right and there is no wrong way. Just do it. There are people out there who do certain things and say, oh, I summoned whatever. But meanwhile, the way they did it is not the correct way of doing it. And if they actually did, they wouldn't be there live to tell you about it. So, I call out bullshit, but, I just don't bother dragging myself into it or stirring it or, causing those problems. I just kind of do what I need to do. So I push those people away. I don't go to those people's live streams. There are people that I have kind of in my bubble, I'll say. I won't say community really, because it's not really a community. It's an open relationship in a way that, yes, they do have people that come on their channel that I just don't want to associate with anymore. I don't need them. They're not important enough to me. I don't go around talking about these people on live streams, on private chats, in other social media groups, this or that. I keep to myself, and I've been doing that for the past year. I will mention to certain people, oh, man, oh man, you got the world's biggest crybaby, backstabbing, toxic drama queen bitch on your channel right now. But that could be to the person's channel who they're on. And I will tell them directly that, because I do have a certain relationship with the person. It's like I can say these things and they understand. Now, I take a lot of different things lately with a grain of salt and kind of went, whatever, you know what? Eventually people will find out about the real truth about these people, about the dumbassness, the way, how toxic, how dramatic, backstabbing they are, this and that. And I will say this, that there's a lot of people out there who I know who even come into my chat, whose chats I go into every now and then, that have people there that they are just that toxic and dramatic that I laugh. And some of these people think that they're not doing anything wrong, but they do. There are some people out there that they come into a chat and they turn the chat around to have the attention put on them by creating something dramatic and toxic that has happened to them. Meanwhile, it hasn't. It's a lie. Because they just want the attention on them. Taking it away from the YouTube creator's channel and what they're talking about or what they're doing. Basically hijacking it. And there's a lot of them still out there. It's not going to change because everybody's generalized opinions are different. That, as the saying goes, if another man knows the other man well enough, there would be no drama, fights, or war. But until then, nothing will change. So basically, you have to change yourself and everything around you for yourself in order for things to change. It's like, okay, I'll take this as an example. There's a female that I know that she always says, oh, I always keep, picking and dating the wrong guys. But when you look at where she goes, the type of guys she hangs out with, that she starts dating, that she hasn't changed anything about that. She still keeps doing the same routine. She still keeps going to the same places, keep doing the same things, hanging out with the same type of guys, always looking for that same stereotypical type of guy. So no wonder she never finds a great guy. She also has to change herself in a way that attracts different people. And that's part of it. You can't be, you know what, I'm going to play nice with everybody and play both sides of the fence. That doesn't work. Because eventually you're going to lose the good people because you keep having too many of the bad people around. And that's actually happening in companies today because, bad management letting the bad employees get away with crap and the good employees get punished because of it, or they get thrown more of a workload and then eventually they leave. And they go, oh, why do my good employees leave? And then they realize that that was a good employee. And they go, why did they leave? Well, if you got to ask question why, then obviously it starts with you. So you got to change. But you got to change things around you and come to that understanding that you need to do a change in order for change to happen. Because if you don't, nothing's going to change. It's just going to stay the same. And you just keep going through what is I call a broken record. But that's what it is. Now, a lot of yous are going to be watching NFL Super Bowl Sunday today. I don't care about it. I'm not an NFL supporter by any means. I'm not into it. I don't even remember the last Super Bowl party I went to. I think I was in my early 20s. Yeah, I was still in my early 20s with a bunch of people that I worked with. We went to somebody's house and we watched the Super Bowl there. I don't remember the two teams, but I know the Cowboys were in it, the Dallas Cowboys. I can't remember who they were playing. We had ordered KFC that night. They fucked up our order, and we ended up getting 3 times the amount of stuff that night because they kept screwing it up. And they forgot things. Say, well, I think there was like 10 of us. It's like, well, there's 10 hungry people here, and you screwed up, or they're hungry. They want to eat, and we don't have this. That's going to be cold if we wait around for that. So they're starting to eat. So we ended up getting 3 times the amount of food for the price of one set meal order that we did. But that was long ago. I haven't been since then, and I don't really care. Have I really supported many teams? The only teams in NFL I've ever supported for the short period of time was the New Orleans Saints. That was it. Other than that, not really. I was a little bit into, at the time, the Bears, but that's because everybody was like kind of a bandwagon thing. But then I didn't stay on them for very long. I jumped off that bandwagon because I wasn't really, part of it was just trying to be in the group of people, to be in the circle of friends and be included in some stuff at the time, saying, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But not my sports. For me, Aussie rules rugby. I say football, but majority of people in America, and I'm not talking about just the United States, I'm talking about all of America, except for maybe South America. I think South America says it football too, but soccer. I enjoy going to see live games of basketball and baseball. I'll go see a live football match here for what is called the Canadian Football League, the CFL, for the Toronto Argonauts in the other city there. We had rugby league here for a while. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it's still around. We had an English Premier rugby team that came here to Toronto, Canada, and they became the Toronto Wolfpack. I don't know if they're still going on or not, or if they've lost their contendership for the division they were in. And I think a lot of that had to do with COVID, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I have to go through research and see what's going on, because I wanted to go to one of those live games and I never got to. I've never been to, well, actually I have been to one. So that's a lie. The Toronto FC football club, that's what FC basically means, but the soccer team from MLS. Other than that, I don't really care about too much of the other sports too much. There's a few winter sports that I like. Things that I do. As my friend QB, she has and houses my snowmobile. And on this channel, there is a small short clip of me racing around on it with her. Well, no, actually it wasn't her. It was a friend of hers, because it was 4 of us that went snowmobiling that did the video clips for for me while I was racing around in the section of land that belongs to QB. She's got over 100 acres worth of land where she lives. So when it snows there, it snows. And it did, and it's like, oh, yeah, okay, I got to come for the weekend, and we got to do this. So she has everything that I have for that there. I have two other friends that do have a couple of motorcycles. One that I'm still kind of part doing with. The second one, I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know if they have changed. I haven't talked to them for a while. I got to get a hold of them again. It's just been life. But one of them being a custom V-twin motorbike, we changed it, chopped the tail end off, extended it a little longer, changed the front forks so that way it could go into the Harley-Davidson Racing Association for drag racing, and that we have a driver for that. Last I knew, he was doing very well. He was in the top 5 for the season. Now that could be 2 seasons ago. I don't know. It was before COVID. A lot of things in between then got shut down and this and that. The second motorbike, I believe they might be converting it because we do have a second driver. So maybe that's what he's doing, and I don't know what division it's going in there. But the main bike, basic custom with a 20-pound nitrous tank on it. So that way it will allow it to go over 200 miles per hour for drag racing. I've ridden it without the 20-pound tank attached, and all I know is when I got up closer to the 180 mile per hour mark that I was having trouble trying to keep the wheel straight. Was a thrill. I thought my heart was going to jump out of my chest then because that was the adrenaline rush that I got out of it. Scared the shit out of me. But that's that. Those friends of mine, they take care of it. They run it around through the States, and wherever else the tour schedule takes them, they go. And we leave it as that. I don't know. It's been a little bit, I've talked about a whole bunch of different little things here on a Sunday. I will probably get off of this and do whatever else and prepare myself hopefully for the week to come, yet though I dread it. And I wish that I was off for the whole week with vacation pay, but I'm not privileged enough for that yet. I don't know anything else, but as I said, this Wednesday, February 14th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will premiere a special video, Dark History video. Hope to see you guys there in chat to support it. If you want to support future things and help this channel grow and be part of the growth of this channel, PayPal me link is there. Even if you only donate $1, that's good enough. Listening to this, you like what you hear and everything else. Hey, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Guy just tells me that you're there. Leave a comment if I know who you are, to this or to any of the other videos that I happen to put up in the meantime before I have to take a break from the internet. It's not that I, want to take the break, but it's a mandatory break that I'm going to have to take because I need to disconnect as I change locations. So until then, I will give you my normal catchphrase here. We'll see you on the dark side of the moon.